Up Garage Racer, we are now at our new location in Petrovka, and today's review features your unfulfilled dream. The BMW F10, a 3-liter diesel, twin-turbo in a fully loaded configuration. So grab your popcorn and let's go. And today we're filming at our new location in Petrovka. This is our third branch in Kyiv, and we've just moved here recently. It has the largest floor space and the most stunning garage. We aim to create the largest BMW service center in Ukraine here. Plus, the infrastructure is fantastic. Right behind me are a shopping mall, an Ocean supermarket, a McDonald's, and a metro station. And now, we've come to the dream of most F10 owners. This is a 535d, 3 liters, twin turbo, a European model, facelifted in a high-end spec. I'm sure many F10 owners might say, man, my car is full configuration. And sitting in this car, you might get that impression. But of course, there are some interesting options missing here. I think F10 experts and fans have already spotted what's lacking. We'll walk you through it step by step. The first thing you immediately notice that's missing here is night vision. There's usually a camera for it. We once filmed an F10 that had it, and I mentioned that the option costs nearly $10,000. Also absent is the radar for adaptive cruise control, a fantastic option we once had in our turbo project. I was thrilled about it and wanted to install it on our Pixar build. No LED headlights. On fully loaded top-tier F10s, LED optics are expected. They dramatically enhance the look, making the car appear newer and sleeker. Also missing is the side view camera system. When pulling out of a corner, this system lets you see what's happening around the bend. At this point, some of you might be thinking, Vadim, what are you talking about? This isn't a top-spec model. But I disagree with you. All these are external features that, while improving the driving experience, don't matter as much as the hidden options this car has. These options are essential for a driver who carefully chose this spec. This car comes with an adaptive suspension, EDC dampers with adjustable stiffness. You can select sport or comfort modes, similar to what I have in my own M240. It also has option dynamic drive, which includes active anti-roll bars, an incredible feature for cornering. This option minimizes body roll, making the car feel like a featherweight sports car that stays flat and composed through corners. In addition to that, there's an active steering rack with a variable ratio, providing sharper handling for the driver. And the highlight of this build, one of the rarest options for the F10, rear wheel steering. Mounted on the rear subframe, this rack allows the rear wheels to steer, a feature BMW promoted heavily but is rarely seen in real-world examples. But this car has it. On top of that, it's rear-wheel drive. This car was designed as a driver-focused, super engaging machine. Why are we starting the test drive? Because we just hit 2 speed bumps. It's really tough going over them. So it's harsher than in our 535. What's the reason for that? You think? I think it's because of the wheels.
They're not that big.
I mean, in our car we have 17-inch and larger tires, but here it's 18-inch, which is lower profile, and it hits much harder.
And what about with the EDC dampers?
Suspension settings, maybe some sport tuning. It's not a must. I have EDC on my 6 Series, and the settings are soft. It feels like a smooth ship gliding. Right now, we're driving in comfort mode. The initial base settings in each mode can be stiffer in this car compared to yours in the 6 Series. My 6 Series is much softer, even with 19-inch wheels.
Maybe sport mode?
What do you want to see?
I want to see, but not see any body roll. No roll at all.
Well, it's not an M5.
No, I don't want to see any body roll.
What?
With EDC, there shouldn't be any body roll.
But it's not showing up the same way.
So far, I'm seeing strong oversteer due to the rear steering rack. It feels like it's turning too sharply. And plus, it has an active steering rack here. With a short steering angle, you can see how much it turns. What's the deal? In the 2 Series, you can adjust it when I switch to sport mode.
Are you sure this is an EDC damper?
You said it was. I'm not checking the configuration. You told me that.
Who said it? I didn't say that.
I definitely didn't tell you that. And here you can see there's no Comfort Plus mode installed.
I have it in my 6 Series.
Looks like we're well prepared for this.
I specifically sent you the VIN code, damn it.
I checked it once. There's definitely a rear steering rack. Lane assist in action, lane change assist. You can see the yellow light. The triangle? Oh, it just appeared. Like it's not allowed in the car behind? To change lanes. While Slavic is checking if there are EDC dampers or not. Looks like there aren't any. We found the M suspension, M chassis. Now I'm stepping in here. So far. It's a bit of a late arrival, but it accelerates like a 535. Stage first, stock stage first.
In my feeling, it drives worse than my 6 Series did.
Boost plus. Traction. Oh, there's traction. There's no wheel spin at the back, but there should be that kind of power. I think there are 300 horsepower here. Now we're going to drive onto the test track. We have a station here. We just passed over it. It's still there for now. Let's test it out. Up, up, up. Look, maybe it doesn't even have dynamic drive here?
Who told you about the active stabilizer? That's the first I heard. Check the one I heard from Roma. I'm not asking about the rest.
Really? I'll fucking hold it myself. I'll review it myself.
Not just myself. Did you find it there? No, Vadim, it's not there.
What do you mean?
No, it's like $300 from the case.
No price.
It was immediately clear. We're on the lift. Why? Because we have a problem. While we were filming the video, didn't you steal the EDC dampers? Or dynamic drive. The video was titled F10, the one you've been dreaming of. That was the name. And now it's going to be the name of the F10 of your dreams. Ellipsis. Oh wait, error. We've arrived if you get it, and if you still don't get it, it was really tough. Good news, the steering rack is there, but no EDC dampers. No EDC dampers at all. Yes, there is. Where's the active stabilizer? Where are the EDC dampers? That's why there are no settings, because they're not there. Here are the EDC dampers. The wheels. The wheels are 18 inches. Yeah, the 18-inch wheels make a huge difference. What do you mean?
18 inches, not 19.
Yeah. The 2 Series with drum brake wheels is just annoying, but with its own wheels, it's already much better.
50!
You can fly through all the paths and anything you want, despite everything. Does it have 2 turbos? Oh, look, the oil pan is cut out. It's cut. Does it have 2 turbos? Hey. Well, there's a fungus down there.
Anyway, I'm off. All right, let's call it a day.
Anyway, guys, this is a normal F10. The difference is that these are 19-inch wheels, but you can install and check them yourself. And the active steering rack, better handling. There's active steering and a rear steering rack. Sharper, faster handling, and there's a little perk to sweeten this situation. It's the LED fog lights. Oh wait, one more time. Is it on EDC?
Active steering racks with rear wheel steering. Active racks jetting in.
And dynamic drive, is there an active stabilizer?
Yeah, it is.
Did you lift it? Wait, what do you mean? Do you know you've been misled? There are no EDC dampers.
What do you mean, no?
And he said, he's not lying, he's honest.
Oops, you know, I'll get closer to you there. Oh, you're pushing it.
We did a test drive. Now, nothing was tightened. We didn't find any suspension settings. We lifted it on the hoist, and there's nothing. No EDC shocks. No active stabilizer. Thankfully, we managed to get the steering rack. Yes, just haven't removed the rack yet.
Oh, it's alright.
No, no one is arguing. Well, you understand because I said it in half of the video.
Who is checking that? I wonder.
I mean, we've done it before. We're making a video, and Slavic says that it doesn't go at 390 horsepower.
Well, maybe, I don't know, like they didn't adjust it.
At least it's a 35 diesel. Are you sure it's got 2 turbos?
Hey, finish it. Bend over.
After the test drive, let's continue with the exterior and the major options. The color is amazing, especially how it looks in the sun. The car is neither black nor blue. It looks expensive, premium. You can also notice the gray trim on the mirrors. This is an option for those who ordered it from the factory. We also see the gray trim instead of the turn signal. Usually it's glossy, shadow line. The wheels are factory ones from the M package. The brakes. The car looks great from the factory without any DIY mods. Often European cars have a very strange set of options. For example, this car has auto up-down windows. This is a very rare premium option. It has keyless entry, and for those who have keyless entry, there's a nice feature. Like opening... What's that? Hold on, up. Oh man, I'm gonna get this on the 5th time. Everything is great, cool, and convenient, but then you realize, where's the auto close button? We have it on our Project 535, but it's not here. So you have to, get your hands dirty and close it manually. And the biggest mind blower is the operator on the F10 from the European configuration. There's no rear view camera, but I'll say at least there are parking sensors all around. Ha ha ha, well that's enough already. The owner of the M10 doesn't have rear cameras, now we'll show you. Now we'll blow your mind inside the cabin. And now the owners of the F10 will think, damn Vadim, what kind of drum are you showing us now? Some kind of tambourine. And at first you said this was the dream of F10 owners, but wait, don't rush to write angry comments. Now we'll go inside and you'll compare this F10 with yours. Opened the door, we were happily greeted by the LED dashboard and the M Sport steering wheel. What I love about the dashboard is when you open the door, damn, it wakes up, just like on the drum, just like on our F-Tri. It looks great, expensive, rich, and pleases the eye. Plus, the main highlight of the interior is the Sport steering wheel. We made a video on our F-Tri series about how we installed the dashboard and the Sport steering wheel. And here, just think about it, these options come from the factory. So you saw both the LED dashboard and the Sport steering wheel came from the factory. This reminds me of the 640D we filmed. Look at that video, it was also very well equipped. And all of that was from the factory. And once again, the operator is outraged. He says, open the sunroof, you'd get more light. Well, I would have opened the sunroof, I know I need more light, but there isn't one here. This is the European version. Everyone used to the Americans, get used to it. In Europe, sunroofs aren't as popular. And I'd like to point out that the steering wheel comes with heating. There is no heating. What? There is no heating?
A black ceiling, sunroof pockets, you need to turn off the music, sit comfortably.
In general, there's a disappointment with the steering wheel heating. We didn't expect that. We expected this, but there are no active cruise control buttons. We have almost all the driver assistance features except for active cruise control. So what does this car offer? Why are there vibrations? It's lane keeping assist, similar to the KFA system in my 2 Series. The camera watches the lanes. As soon as you start drifting, the steering wheel vibrates. It also monitors pedestrians, cars. So you're driving, and when you approach a car, it beeps and may even brake. Once it saved me in the 2 Series, such a thing. The highlight of the program, something that neither the 2 Series nor our F10 has, is an interesting option. When you want to change lanes, the rear bumper has 2 sensors that monitor the blind spot. When there's a car in the blind spot, a yellow triangle lights up, and you see that you shouldn't switch lanes. A little bit of the fly in the ointment in our barrel of honey. Given that we have a 3-liter diesel engine in this configuration, I would expect good music. But here, we don't even have a Harman Kardon system, let alone Bowers & Wilkins or Bang & Olufsen. Something is installed in the F10, but I don't remember exactly what. I'd like to at least hear Harman Kardon. In the 2 Series, it sounds amazing. I imagine how it would sound, for example, with Hi-Fi in the 2 Series or with Harman Kardon in the 2 Series or in the F10. It's just a completely different level of bass, lows, and clarity of sound. Personally, I'm a bit of an audiophile and love moving, driving music that pumps you up. I like to drive through life and listen to music that matches. And how could an F10 be fat without comfort seats? This is BMW's trademark, especially for the 5 Series compared to the lower class 3 Series. They don't have comfort seats. Here we have not only comfort seats with adjustable backs, but also ventilation. I'd love to try that. I want a car with a massage feature. How would it even feel? But here, at least there's ventilation. So, in summer, you won't have to worry about your seat getting sweaty. I think many have watched our projects. In the F10, we remember the comfort seats, the nice brown interior, but there's a downside. There are no hugging feature buttons. Can you imagine? These top-notch seats don't have the hugging feature buttons. Here they're present and it hugs you well. So that's a plus. There are also important options here that increase the interior cost of any F10. The Sport gearbox, which is visible in the Sport selector and paddles. Ceramic options, which we saw in the F10. This is the top option in my opinion. Look at the ceramic knob on the MBT. Look at the selector, the knobs here. It immediately looks more expensive and premium, plus the wood trim. So together they raise the cost of the interior. People unfamiliar with the options will look at this F10's interior and compare it with a standard one and think something feels better in this one. I like the car, it's got a nice trim, the F10 is great. But in reality, it's these options that distinguish one F10 from another. It also comes with a heads-up display and sign recognition. I think the projection with sign recognition is really useful. Right now, I'm looking at the windshield and can immediately see the sign on the side, so that's cool. And how could we not mention the top feature of this F10, its engine? A 3-liter diesel N57 with 2 turbos. In stock, it has 313 horsepower, because this is the facelifted F10. In the pre-facelift version, it had around 306 horsepower. But again, this is the top option for F10 owners, as they've heard that the diesel engine in the F10 is more reliable, more economical, and doesn't cause as many headaches. I think you've noticed how dirty the engine bay is. This means that the car hasn't been to the service center for major repairs in a long time. It's just running, and according to the service sticker from our shop, it only comes in for regular maintenance. In general, if you compare it with the gasoline versions of the 3-liter engines, like the N55, the diesel version has an advantage, but the F10 with this engine also has 2 significant downsides. First, its price. It's about 20–30% more expensive than the 3-liter gasoline version. For example, a 3-liter gasoline version can be bought for around $12,000 to $15,000 or even $17,000, but diesel versions will always cost over $20,000. So, you're always paying a premium for that. The second downside is the very limited availability of these models in the Ukrainian market. We have a video about the N57 engine where we did an analysis, and I think the F10 with this engine makes up about 5% of the market. More than 50% will be the N55 with 3-liter gasoline engines, and only about 5% with 3-liter diesel engines. Especially with 2 turbos, these are really rare. So, when you start choosing, you'll likely end up with the gasoline 3-liter version. If you're interested in learning more about this engine, we recorded a video on YouTube about it around 3 years ago. Here's the link, be sure to check it out. A little bit about chip tuning. This particular F10 is tuned, probably stage 1 or stage 1.5. Judging by the sound, the emission system has been removed. On the dyno, it produces around 392 horsepower in Poland. Imagine that. It was 313 horsepower stock, now it's 392. This is comparable to a stage 2 tune on a 535 with an EWG turbo. Since I mentioned the dyno run in Poland, let me tell you a bit about the car's history. It was bought in Europe around 2018 for about 36,000 euro. It's been driven 160,000 kilometers across Ukraine and Europe without being customs cleared. It was customs cleared under the zero duty program in Ukraine, so the final price was quite good. Now, such cars are priced from $20,000 on our market. Now let's check how these 392 horsepower perform. Well then, let's try it with 2 pedals 0 to 100. His is strange, it's slipping. There's no point in measuring it. Let's see what we've got. Of course, it's like that, I'm on rear wheel drive. Well, 583, 0 to 100, wow, and it's still going somewhere. It's not even pulling like in the beginning. It's accelerating like that. It's accelerating, I'd say. As much as it needs to, as much as it needs to accelerate. I mean, it doesn't even really stick. Of course, you can turn it off completely, the stab, but that might take it somewhere now. Let's try it again. Traction for the pedal. Why isn't it struggling? Actually, let's try it now with the stab off. Got it. It's struggling? Shit, no, it's useless. Alright. You need to get used to it. Today we have an extended section. Not just 0 100 and 100 200, but also a showdown with the 535 gasoline. Stage 2. Well, I think they're the PBG, I think around 370 horsepower there. Yeah, so this is our car, the one that was filmed a couple of years ago. The one that got a lot of hate regarding the hood. But it's all still here. Yeah, the calipers have been painted. Carbon fiber. It's a carbon fun. Come on, 40. Oh, that's all right. Standing at 150. 50. In. It's gonna be a little faster. Oh, we can jerk off a little bit here and then speed up. Shit, I hit it too late. Come on, let's go. Shit, we gotta do 300. 200, 200, 200. Cars, price. Alright, we got 200. I'm afraid of 200 on client cars. Listen, 100 and 200 drives 13 and 66. So, conclusions after the showdown. Your thoughts, what do you think? Comment it.
The diesel's going.
You want to trade? You don't want to? About what? Oh wow, we have a bonus plus segment. We found a 125 diesel, quite a bargain. 2 turbos in stock, 225 horsepower, but this one has a very aggressive stage upgrade. They're claiming 280 horsepower or more. I think it's definitely around 270. So for this weight, they're claiming about 390 horsepower. Now it's going to get interesting. We're adding one more person because we expect this to be faster. Motherfucker, what's that sound? Did you see that?
Man, it's from the factory bank.
It's normal. Look how it smells. Look. Look, it's smoking. And we can't catch him. We can't catch you. All right, 210. I think we're going the same way. Well, maybe. Well, really, it's like you're not pulling away and we're not catching up to you. I think it's the passenger's fault. Oh, okay. Some cars look... What's the joke? I pressed the second signal. And in the end, it's like we both started at the same time. And it's kind of telling that the cars are going the same way. Well, equally stupid. You can only lose a bit on the shifts, but... Wait, do you let go of the gas on the shifts or not?
No!
XSB Stage X21 chip for the gearbox. No lifting off the gas. Click, click. Damn. So, overall, his isn't more interesting than ours.
Man, you know I pressed it, look, the signal, but the problem is something else. Under the engine load, we might need to switch to another one. It's actually really interesting. We should probably take it to the next level.
Yeah, it's fine. The cars are running evenly, you saw that. And with the 10, it's even harder because it's heavier. So how do you like our review? Share your thoughts about this F10 in the comments, and now we'll make some objective conclusions, followed by my personal opinion. Objectively, the car is great, looks awesome, and has tons of options, although some of them are a bit unbalanced. There are options that are too luxurious, but sometimes it lacks basic features like steering wheel heating or automatic trunk closing, the top BMW 3-liter diesel, torquey with low fuel consumption. By the way, it's 11 liters, but after a little driving it went up to 11.2, 11.1. Cool exterior, M package, rims, great year, so it's a keeper. And it has low mileage for a diesel, just 162,000 kilometers. But there's one objective downside to all of this: the price. A car like this, with these specs, an F10, will always be at the top of the market compared to other F10s. It will usually cost $5,000, maybe even $10,000 more than its gasoline 3-liter siblings. Now, a few subjective conclusions from the garage. I missed the driving dynamics. You press the pedal, the car is rear-wheel drive, DSC is cutting in, you don't even notice it, but the acceleration is very smooth. It's a gradual increase in torque. What do you expect from a diesel? You press the pedal, and the torque hits immediately. But maybe that's what you'll get with the all-wheel drive version. For example, our manager has a 640d, and he says it accelerates much faster. Here it's very smooth, and the sound, or rather the lack of sound and revs, there's just not that much drive. I think it was much more fun in the gasoline 535 of our competitor during the races. I also saw a bit of a connection with our 535 F10 project where we're adding extra features. There's a cool option like seat ventilation, which is already impossible in our F10 considering the comfort seats. Plus, dead zones and interesting assistants that are difficult to retrofit, like CAFAS for obstacles and pedestrians. To install these, you need to change the body and add a lot of other things. And we probably won't do that in our project car. So, F10 owners with these assistants from the factory, enjoy, you're pretty lucky. It's missing LED optics, which would really refresh the top F10s. And for that kind of power and all-wheel drive, there would be more acceleration, faster, basically more fun. Give some flames for a cool car, leave comments, questions, follow us on Instagram, and we're off to work.